Hello. Hello, welcome to, well, it would have been Reseller Ladies Live, but we're missing quite a few Reseller Ladies, but we've got some. We have the wonderful Karen. And
hello, I'm back.
Oh, we have Kelly.
Not the wonderful Kelly, just Kelly.
Kelly, sorry, I had a brain fart. My brain just went, what can I say? And it came out with nothing. Silly, really, because you're looking amazingly lively and full of energy. And
it's all right, I'll let you off.
Awkward.
Oh, let me turn my iPad down.
Oh, yes, we don't want repeats.
Hi, Gemma.
Oh, where's the cat gone?
I keep hearing cat.
Have we got a subject this week, in fact?
We did have one, didn't we?
There was one floating about, yes.
I suggested one on top tips, but I don't know if there's enough of us to really get a variety of top tips, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so questions. We need questions.
Questions is always, my chat. Now, I had problems popping the chat out last time. And but it isn't the chat, it's something else. So I'll get it on my phone and then that will solve problems. So, yeah, all questions welcome. I know Sue's not feeling very well today. Oh, I've got the wrong screen. We're missing a few people due to ill health and accounts because obviously it's that time of year when everyone needs to get their accounts in. So there's a lot of panic in the seller air at the moment.
I've still got to email. I've still got to phone them up for that one. I'm dreading it. I really should have done it. I've been getting emails. Basically, I've got a personal email and I've got my email for my PayPal. And I've always done my tax return using my personal email through using me unique taxpayers reference number and all that. My tax return is done. And I keep getting emails on my email that's linked to PayPal saying you need to submit your tax return. So I need to phone them up and say, look, I've already submitted it. I do it every year under this one. Just because I don't want them to then come and audit me. I've got nothing to hide, but I just can't be dealing with the hassle of an audit.
Yeah, no one wants that. I don't think any of us relish that idea.
Kelly's frozen.
Oh, no.
Kelly, you're frozen.
She is as well.
Frozen.
Oh, no, she's back. She's back.
You're back.
I'm back now. I'll say, yeah, it's breaking up a little bit here for me, so I might have to rejoin on my iPad if it keeps doing it.
Yeah, by all means do that. I mean, I haven't got many top tips to offer anybody about anything because, like everybody, I have fails. I have things that, but I always find these days, because I'm now into my third year of doing it, my fails they're just not such big wins. They're not actually real fails anymore. Thank God. I'm saying that. Maybe I will have a real fail. But I've got to show you this. I've never had one of these. I don't buy board games anymore, by the way. Nick Hills. Let's go.
Oh, I've got to move the chat. What? Hold it up again, Heather. All I could see was Escalade.
Escalado.
Oh, I
don't buy board games. Is that a good one then, Heather?
I only pick up particular ones if I see them, and that's quite a good one. So yeah, it was £2. So
yeah.
Why not? It's supposed to be about a 30 quid game, I think.
Yeah.
Is it a gambling game? Because they seem to do quite well, don't they? I know Ben Fitzpatrick did really well on that one is it from Next originally?
Mm.
Oh, right. They can go well. I mean, this one is a horse race game. You have you kind of wind out this pitch and put the horses on. It's very, this isn't a very old one, admittedly, but there are some old ones, but they tend to deteriorate and they're not so brilliant. So that one should still work if someone wants to play it. So I suppose it's a sort of a gambling game, but I don't buy that many games anymore. When I first started, yes, I'd pick up games, but now there's only certain ones, and they're so slow for me to move.
Yeah, there's a couple that I will pick up. I've still got that Pac-Man that I picked up. I don't know if you saw it in the hall that I had as a kid. I've still got that. Yep, that's yeah. I've still got to test that with the children, though it is complete. That's actually worth okay money. I mean, I'm looking at about 45-50 quid for that, and it only cost me 3 quid. I don't know how long it'll take to sell. I'm ignoring her. We'll ignore her. She just wants to be in on the action. And there's another couple that I pick up that actually move pretty quickly, but it just as and when you see them. But I wouldn't go and head straight to the board games. But yeah, I used to do that. Go and get all the board games. I had a shelf full. It took me forever to shift them.
I brought jigsaw puzzles, but I've not got around to listing them. But I've only brought ones that are new and sealed.
Yeah.
Saying that, my daughter got a jigsaw for Christmas off a boyfriend. It was there's a special name for it where the picture on the box isn't.
What's jig?
Yeah, isn't what it's. You're doing it from their point of view.
Yeah.
It took her ages to do it, and there was one piece missing.
Oh no, we've had one of them. Me and my son, because my son absolutely loves jigsaws. I mean, we do 1,000-piece jigsaws. We had one of them, and we ended up cheating and going on Google and looking what the picture was actually supposed to be.
Oh, we never thought of that.
Yeah,
It took ages.
But yeah, I do pick up jigsaws if they're like £1. I do sell them afterwards, but it's mainly because my son loves doing them. So if they're not complete, it doesn't matter. I'm not buying them. I'm buying them to sell, but that's not the primary reason I'm buying them, if that makes sense. I wouldn't buy them to do them, to sell them, to make a living.
Right. I did pick up a jigsaw the other day, and I hardly ever do jigsaws, but it was sealed, and it was one which it was Filmar or something like that, but it actually had a picture of New York with the Twin Towers on it, and it was sealed.
Oh,
I grabbed that because I know I was upstairs waiting to be photographed, and yes, I will sell that, hopefully. But I don't pick them up very often.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing he likes the character ones. It's a football one we're doing at the moment. You know, the one with like 1,001 people in it. He likes them ones. But I have got these ones, which I've got a few, probably, I can't remember how long ago. I've been decluttering my bedroom and I found them. I forgot I was supposed to list them. I've got about 6 of them. It's these Waddington jigsaw maps. And they all interlock. And I got them from, I think it was, can't remember what it is. It's one of the shelter ones, Emmaus. And I think they were like £1 for the lot. So
they look quite vintage, them ones.
They are. They're really vintage. And I think I've got the complete set, I think. But I need to check to make sure they're all there. But again, that would be something, they could be sitting there for a year, because by the time we finish that jigsaw, then we've got to go on to the next one. So, but like I said, I wouldn't go out and buy them to go and just get them, to sell them on, if that makes sense.
I found this morning, and I thought of Lex. It's a pinafore.
Is it?
Yeah, it's black, and it's a size 18. I have no idea what size she prefers, but yeah, I just saw it, and all I could think of was, I wonder if Lex would like that.
Yeah.
If you watch this later, Lex, and you do, just let me know, and send me a message, and you can have it. It's black needle cord. It's from Primani.
It's funny though, isn't it? Sometimes, I don't know about you two, but you see whatever, like, see I like my clothing, you think, I know, I like that. You know, and you can actually imagine a minute, whether it's their size or not, you're like, that is so such and such. I do it all the time.
I have no idea whether that's what Lex would want, but I just kind of think if she does, she's welcome to it, because I just couldn't leave it behind. I just thought, I know someone who really like that.
So how's your week's been anyway, girls, ladies?
Well, as I said on one of the chats, my sales have been up and down like a heart's straws. That's what my nan would have said. Some days pretty good, and other days tumbleweed. It's really crazy.
Yeah. What about you, Kelly?
I've got a bit more done this week. Earlier on in the week, I'm working through my death pile, so it's going quite well actually. I'm not far off listing all my clothing. Obviously, health-wise, it's been up and down. I'm going to do a video. I might do it live after this, actually, just to explain what's been going on with my health, and because a lot of people have obviously seen me going on about things, but they don't know the outcome. So I might do that after this, just to put it out there so everyone knows what's happening. But otherwise, yeah, I've had a pretty good week.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Sales have just been dire. They've tanked. But then, to be honest, I've not really been back on it properly since before Christmas. I've been doing a bit here, doing a bit there, moaning I'm getting no sales, doing a bit here, doing a bit there. So now I'm being really strict with myself. I'm making myself work. Because I think it can be a bit of a catch-22. Your sales are dire, so you think, why the heck should I? And then when you don't, obviously, you don't get the sales, then your sales are dire.
But it sort of creates a bit of a downward lack of energy. So it's about doing something that just turns it around and starts it going back the other way, because it will. We've all been doing eBay long enough to know that it is ups and downs and swings and roundabouts. And if you do kind of bang out a few listings and just keep saying, I'm going to do 5 a day, even if it's just 5 a day, new stuff, really still stuff, get it on. It creates movement, and something will happen.
Yeah. I mean, up until this morning, for the whole week, that's including Friday, Saturday, or Friday evening, Saturday and Sunday, I'd sold 13 items. Out of a shop with over 800 items on, I'd sold 13. And it's just, I mean, I've actually had 3 sales today, which is the most I've had in one day all week. But yeah, it is true. It's that vicious cycle, isn't it? If you don't list, it ain't going to blink and sell.
Yeah, you have to kind of just keep feeding the beast, keep putting some energy in, and again, it isn't necessarily the number of sales; it's what the value is as well, and your time and work. And it can be demotivating if you feel like you're working, and yet there doesn't appear to be a result. But there seems to be quite a delay in what you do. There is this sort of no man's land of time before eBay kind of goes, she's doing things again, right?
Yeah,
and I mean, I'm quite often have breaks from listing and things like that, and I've noticed it takes about a week from having a good listing day for the sales to start coming in from that and generate it again. So because I stop and start and I'm not constantly doing it, it does take at least a week when your sales have dropped and you have a good listing day, and then it's got to kind of go through all the system, and then they start coming in again. So
but it's interesting to notice the pattern there, because that's useful. Yeah. Most people are just sort of walking away blindly and don't realise there's a link. So that shows there's definitely a link. But it's also because I work in fits and starts a little bit as well. What I tend to do is draft everything up and then just make 10 go live. 10 go live.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing now, is I'm scheduling 10 to go live every day.
Yeah, I'm trying to do
that. To go live, because I mean, you're featured like me, aren't you, Heather? You're a featured shop, so you get scheduling for free. So I thought, what I've done, I mean, I've done a bit of a vlog this week and I've been speaking about it. What I done starting Saturday is I was scheduling listings going live from 11 till 10 at night. And I saw which times I was getting the most views on my items. And that is when I've scheduled for my listings to go live, my new listings. Whether it works, whether on, it's all guesswork, isn't it?
Yeah, I did do that. I did stagger my sell similars when I'm relisting stuff. I tend to do sell similar unless it's got watchers, in which case it's a relist.
Yeah.
But the amount of time it was taking me to sit and put in the times, I kind of stopped doing that. But I still have a certain number go live every day. For me, it's about 40 to 50 are kind of relisted or sell similar, and then I've got the new ones on top, because I've got about 1,100 items. Shop, but
I'm still on the basic shop level, and I should really stagger whatever I get done, but I get that excited that I've actually photographed and drafted something. I just have to send it live there, and then it's like, yes, go on, keep going.
Well, exactly. Some of the stuff I've got today, I've got my backlog of these 3 bags of individual items from my job lot that I'm working through. They're photographed, and I'm going through listing them, but they're not winter stuff. Now, today I've picked up, believe you me, skiing is a theme, and I am picking up ski stuff, because what's happening is people around here seem to go skiing, woohoo, and then they get rid of their old kit because they've got some new stuff coming in. And then what I'm finding is the charity shop basically put the same price on all of the ski wear, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm learning a lot about ski wear because I'm selling it. So, but I've got to get that stuff on as a priority. I can't leave it down the list. It's got to go on today, ideally.
Yeah.
Sell it.
Yeah, I mean,
shall we say some hellos, because we've got a few people come in.
Oh,
so we've got hi, Steve. Steve's in.
Hello, Steve. My favourite Steve.
Gemma Lou. Who else we got in?
Anne.
Hi, Anne. Corin's there. Hope you get it better soon, Corin. Kisses. A lot of people are finding January hard this year.
Do you know what it is? What it is for me, what's made it even harder for me is that, I mean, this is now, I started reselling exactly 2 years ago in January. I've been self-employed since 2012. So this is what my 6th year being self-employed. And I normally find January is busier than December. Obviously, whatever you sell is different for every person. It depends what you sell. If you sell all toys, media, all giftable stuff, you're going to find Q4 is amazing. I don't find that much of a difference selling clothing. And then what I normally find is February then dips. So I'm hoping this year's going to be a bit of an anomaly. And it's not.
I think it might be payday today for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they haven't been paid since before Christmas, because quite often they'll get a little advancement on the wages before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it's such a long month for some people who get paid monthly. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think it's the long stretch between December pay and January pay that's causing the patchy sales.
Yeah.
And then also, like what Kath said, which is why I slapped myself around the face, is it's like planting seeds and waiting for them to grow into flowers. If you are not listing, when the sales do pick up, your sales aren't going to pick up tremendously, because you're going to be left with whatever hasn't sold in them points in time, aren't you?
Yeah, it is true. I do think it's like gardening. If you don't keep on top of it in the quiet times and be ahead of yourself a little bit, then you can miss out on opportunities. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Karen says she's got a picture or a costume jewelry she needs to tackle at some point. Do you know what, Karen? I try to think how many unlisted stock, how much unlisted stock you've actually got in your place, because you always say, "Oh, I've got a bit of this, I've got a bit of that."
Yeah, she's got stuff hid away everywhere.
I've got a real backlog. There's no two ways about it. Why I was sourcing today, and I've spent about 60 quid today, which is a lot for me in one go. I'm very tight. I don't like to spend money, but I spent £30 with my flea market lady, and then I went and spent another. I saw on one of the books that TK Maxx apparently in some parts of the country, not mine, are having an amazing sale of things at £1 and
£2 and £3 odd items.
No. I did find, funnily enough, a pair of ski trousers, and they were £7, and they're Helly Hansen, which is a new brand, a nice brand, sort of Helly Hansen ones. So I think I've got these listed for £52.99. £7.
That's all right, isn't it?
But there was nothing else in the store. There was no sign of any silly bargains. Absolutely not.
I thought you cleared all your backlog, ever.
You haven't seen all my backlog?
No, so I thought you cleared it all.
Oh God, no! I've photographed it all. Well, I washed it all, photographed it all, and I've drafted some of it. But I've done the bundles. They're on, because that took me ages. Oh God, I hate bundles. But the individual items, the stuff I cherry picked to sell individually, they're still waiting to be listed. But they're more summery stuff. It's dresses and little tops and stuff. So I'm not in such a hurry, but I know I need to get on with it. Yeah.
I've sold quite a few summer bits this last couple of weeks. I sold a cover up this morning, a beach cover up.
It's holidays, isn't it? People thinking of holidays and booking holidays and thinking, I'm going to go and treat myself to some stuff because it must be cheap this time of year. And they're coming on and buying. Yeah.
Out my death pile stuff that I've been listing as well, that's got a lot of summer stuff in, and I just thought, well, there's no point in waiting, just get it on. So I have been doing.
Absolutely.
I've got nothing else because I can't go sourcing at the minute, so so I'm just working my way through that.
I mean, I must admit, I'm never one of the, I haven't got the storage to do it anyway. I've never been one of these that's hold stuff back for a season, because I do think things sell all year round, and because I've got so many listings, the shop level that I've got, it seems silly not using the listings.
Yeah.
When it might sell.
Yeah, I want to get it on and selling. I mean, it's going to take me a good couple of weeks, and obviously I've had tax things as well, so I haven't been quiet. But I mean, there's only so many hours in a day, but I don't mind having the stuff sat there because I know it's good quality stuff and I know it's going to sell. So I never think of it as a death pile. I do have when I've got the pile of stuff that needs repairing, then that ends up feeling a bit like a death pile. But I basically take a whole afternoon, just sit there sewing and sorting it out, and then it all gets listed. So that's or it gets give them back to, you know, it gets gone because I'm somebody else to do it.
I'm a bit like Lex with my bits and bobs that need repairing. I'll pile them up and I think, oh, I'll deal with that another day. I'll deal with that another day. And then the other day comes and I just think, oh, sod it, I'll just take it all to the recycling. I can't be dealing with it. I'll just clear it that way.
I'm awful. If it's worth it, I will list it as it is with full.
Oh yeah, I have done that before.
Or I just get rid. I have not got the energy or the motivation to go around sewing up stuff, and it'd probably look a darn sight worse if I did anyway.
Yeah, I'm quite good at sewing things up, and I don't mind. I find it quite relaxing just to sit down and I sit on the bed and, you know, get all my kit out and repair it. But some things I look at them and I go, you know, no, whatever I do to that's not going to work, so I get rid of it.
Karen's got a box of summer stuff unlisted. Surprise, surprise, she wrote.
Yeah, come on, Karen. You know you want to get it listed.
Gemma calls her death pile the money pile.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's unlisted stock, but it's still got value, and you, especially when you chose it and cherry picked it, you know it was good. So it's not dead. It's just resting.
Death pile is stuff that you're putting under. Say if you've got like 4 boxes, it's the stuff that's going right to the bottom of the bottom box every single time you look at it. That's a death pile. If it's just sitting there because you haven't had a chance to list it, that's different. If it's sitting there and it just keeps getting put to the bottom, that is, I think, when it becomes death. You might as well just get rid of it. I mean, I've got Scott had a massive clear out. I mean, he hasn't played Skylanders for years, and I've got all his superchargers. He's got the whole set, all his Imaginators. They're all different like types of Skylanders to get. All his Imaginators, all his Lego Dimensions characters, and I've got to sort through them all because some of them are worth quite a bit of money on their own, and I've got to list them. But you know what? They just keep getting shoved to the bottom because I can't stand games and all that, you know, like PlayStation stuff. Just can't stand it.
Well, that's it. I find big stuff. I mean, I have got a couple of large items that I know I need to put on list and sell, but to me, the thought of actually posting them horrifies me. Yeah. So they tend to, I'll do that when the weather's better and I can go down the shed and dig them out.
And I've still got all their bundled blinking clothes. You know, the one that I've done a haul video on. I think I've listed about 4 things because they all still smell of smoke. And obviously, washing machine saga, getting a new one on Sunday.
Yeah, good.
It's had no spin cycle, so it literally you can only wash it, but it's really, really wet. So we're doing necessary washing. But we've got a new one coming Sunday. So Paul's coming to fit it. He's working Sunday, so he's having it put on his van so we can come fit it and take the old one away.
You're gonna love that. There's nothing like a new washing machine when you've been struggling along with an old one and you don't realise how bad they go.
I'm really excited. I'm getting a washer dryer. It's a tumble dryer as well, Kelly.
So is that one thing that does both the washing and tumble dries it as well? It's just I've wobbled you there.
Yeah. So
Gemma Lou's made me laugh. She says she's taken her sewing pile to a local craft group and hoping that some old ladies take pity on her.
Good idea.
Isn't that a brilliant idea?
Intelligent.
Craft group that you go to, oh, I'm really trying to sew these up, and then they just do it all for you. That's what you want. Oh dear.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that would be brilliant. Have a bunch of people who don't mind sewing just say, there you go, love.
No. No. Oh, as I said, my thing with the sewing is I think it depends on its value as well, because if you've got to take time to repair it, I mean, personally, I wouldn't take time to repair something that's going to get me 15 quid.
Yeah.
Time to repair something that's going to get me 50 quid. Well, I still wouldn't. I'd sell it with the fault and take a tenner off it. But if I was going to repair something, if I was going to, it'd have to be 50 quid because the time, and I hate it.
Yeah, if it's something you really hate doing, I don't really mind too much. These are awfully bright, aren't they? They're sort of orange.
Are they? Are they
they're rich man trousers.
They're rich man trousers. They're Polo Ralph Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah, they always wear bright trousers,
they're really big thighs and they're really long. And they were £1. They were on the pound rail.
Are they cord? Heather, did you say?
A nice thick cord. They're really.
They're not
They're not quite as bright as they look on the camera. They're more of an orange, rusty orange. They're not sort of
the orange, yeah.
But I'm hoping to do well with those.
Yeah.
Get 45 quid off them.
I picked up some bits today, but do you know what? I mean, because I know Shelley got right into men's clothing, hasn't she? You've been watching her on Instagram. She's like right into men's clothing. You know what? I still avoid the men's clothing. I just can't be dealing with it.
Kath says they're Michael Portello trousers.
There's a definite Portillo thing going on there. Definitely worn with a bright blue jacket, you know, so you can't be missed at 1,000 paces.
Indie Chick said, Orange Colds, how do the men get girlfriends? Well, if they're very rich, I should imagine there's only one way they get girlfriends, and that's with their dollar.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, antique expert trousers. Exactly. There's a certain gentleman that wears them sort of trousers.
I've sold quite a few pairs. I do quite well with cords, though. You'd be amazed. I do quite well with them. So I do sell some men's clothing. I'm not shy of picking up men's stuff.
The only time I pick it up is if I pick it up and think Carl might like it, and then he goes, ew, that's hideous. And I think, well, I ain't going to lose my quid, so I end up selling it. But it's nothing, I wouldn't go to it. And the thought of, no.
I've started following Chaddy Pete on Instagram, finding him quite interesting with his men's clothing. I think there's Ian Resells, or is it Ian Sells as well? You'll have to tell me in the chat if I'm getting these names right, who also does men's clothing that's interesting for anybody who wants to take a look. And I don't know if have you seen Cy Bulgless? Something like, sorry, Sny, I've totally messed your name up. He's on YouTube, and his videos are so funny. They're hilarious. So he also sells men's clothing. So yeah, I mean, it's if you're going into charity shops and looking, you might as well have a quick whip through, haven't you, and see, because some of the stuff is 50, 60 items, aren't they?
I think my problem is, for me anyways, a lot of the men's clothing, this is my perception anyway, a lot of the men's clothing that you would say are the stuff you'd be wanting to pick up are designer stuff. And I don't know about near you, but all the charity shops near me, all the stuff that's designer, 95% of it's fake. And I don't want to be risky. Yeah. Whereas women's, who's gonna blinking fake a fade date dress? They're not gonna, are they? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit. Whereas men's, I'd be a bit more wary because I do think they'd be fake. And I tend to avoid the designer brands because I don't want to get a ding for not authentic.
Yeah, I am very careful when I'm looking for stuff. I tend to look inside at the labels and the way it's stitched, and you know, the weight to it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with the same in Nottingham, you get a lot of I think they call them reps, don't they? Where they sell fake Nikes and Adidas and Chanel and all them sort of things. I mean, it's rife on Facebook locally to me. So yeah, they do eventually end up in the charity shops. But like Heather's just said, it's about quality then, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't buy trainers and things for that reason. I'm not an expert. Yeah. I don't know. I have accidentally picked up one or two little bits of things like Adidas and Vivienne Westwood, but I kind of almost knew instantly. It was like, oh, well, you know. It's the labels inside. They don't have the nice fabric labels. They don't have the feel. The fabric's not good. The stitching's crap, you know. That's...
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. Kath's hiding because there's a Jehovah's Witness at the door.
I love a Jehovah's Witness. I consider a Jehovah's Witness to be sport. I have a field day with them. They'll say things like, have you let Jesus into your life? Or what do you think about God? And I say, well, what about the goddess? And they look at me like, oh, hello.
Oh, dear. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's more of a scare thing with men's. I mean, I probably will at one point get into it. Just like women's clothing. I'm not going to do women's clothing. Thought of doing clothing full stop. I was like, ugh. And now look at me. That's all I blinking sell. So
I think men tend to hold on to the clothes a lot longer than women anyway, don't they? Well, Mark Barry does. I had to drag a fleece off him that he'd had about 15 years.
Yeah. Oh, the same. He's got shorts. He's got pairs of these shorts for her. And they've lost all their elastic and everything. And he still won't let me throw them in the blinking bin. It's like a comforter, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think when men like something, they will stick with it and they will wear it
Yeah.
to death. But what happens, and I think why some quite nice stuff turns up in the charity shops, is someone's bought it for them thinking, that's nice, he'll look lovely in it. And he's taken one look at it and gone, "Oh, no thanks." And it's ended up getting donated. Or they've worn it once because they felt they had to. And then like those trousers, I think, look like they've only been worn once, literally.
Oh.
And then he decided he didn't want to be Michael Portillo.
They probably got warm while the relative that brought them came round for that one time, then they could put them straight in the charity shop. I remember as a kid, by the way, as a teenager, my nan, I remember I was about 13, 14, so it's that age, you know, where you want to be all in fashion. She brought me a Wombles top. Now I'd probably really like it, but at the time I was like, really? And I had to wear it for that one day when they came around to see me after Christmas. We love it.
It's Kath. Let me just find it again. No, it's Anne has said, look out for Orvis. I've had Orvis men's before. Hogs of Fife stuff. It's not fate, and you get decent money. A lot of the country. What's the word I'm looking for? Countryside clothing.
Yeah,
Sounds really well. Tweedy stuff, outdoor wear. Just think farmer, antique dealer, the sort of things they wear, and you can't go far wrong.
absolutely. There's a very good brand called Gant, G-A-N-T.
Yeah.
And it's well made, it's nice stuff, it's very middle of the road, but it can get really nice prices. So if I see Gant, I'll always give it a look.
Kirsten just said that, Jaeger, Gant, Levi's and Lokes.
Lokes, definitely, yeah. Men's shoes.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
But
Is it church shoes as well, men's churches?
Yeah, they're a very good brand. Some of them are handmade for individual people, and some of them are mass produced. So there are different grades of it.
Saying that, I've got a pair of men's boots on at the moment. I picked up those £6. I can't remember what the brand is, but they're really decent value. I can't remember what they are. I haven't sold, obviously, because sales are dire. But just look it up. We have to look it up now, aren't I? So I can't remember what they are, but they looked. You know, when you look at something, you just like, that looks quality.
Well, that's how I do it a lot these days. I might, if I've got the time and I'm in the charity shop, I might sort of look things up, but I go more by feel and just instinct now, really. Because I think, well, yes, I'm taking a punt, but it's just a case of how much money am I going to make, not am I going to make some. And it takes a while to get that confident and think, well, look, even if I do find a hole in it or this, I'll still make more money than what I paid for it. So
Roland Cartier. That's what I've got.
Yes.
So they're pretty good. I mean, they cost me, I think, £6. Sorry, I'm looking at this bit as well. They cost me £6 and I've got them on for 60.
Nice.
Is that more of a vintage brand, Roland Cartier? Are they still going, or because I can remember that from years ago?
I don't know, but as I said, they look virtually handmade.
Yeah, I don't think they're quite as good as they used to be. I don't think they're quite as brilliant as they were at one time.
No.
In terms of shoes and stuff, I mean, you know, Bally and Russell and Bromley are two brands that I see them in a half decent style. They're good and they sell well.
Yeah. Oh, I keep losing the chat.
Okay. If you've got any questions in the chat, pop them down and we'll see if we can get around to answering them for you.
Yeah.
Because we haven't really got a topic today. We're just having a natter. I forgot my cup of tea.
Oh dear, I've finished my cup of coffee.
For some reason, I haven't got the chat, and I don't know why. I can't pop the chat out, so that's why I'm looking sort of like dazed and confused, looking around the screen.
Yeah, our Casper. The advantage for us is that women like to change their look, but men stick to the same well-tried and tested clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that. With men's clothing, you don't have the same... Well, I don't think... I mean, you obviously get certain trends, but if it's classic men's clothing, men that wear classic men's clothing are going to continue to wear classic men's clothing. They're not going to suddenly start wearing, like, skinny jeans, are they? You know?
Not once they've gone past that certain sort of stage, but there are still sort of trends in things like suit jackets, you know, blazer jackets, you know, they like 2 buttons rather than 3. They like... There are just little nuances that they prefer blue to black now. Blue is very much an in colour. In fact, I picked up a 3-piece suit this morning that's in blue, and it's perfectly on trend. So I'm really hoping I can sell it.
Yeah.
So Barry's very stuck in his ways with his clothing. He won't try anything new. He knows exactly what he likes, and he's been dressing the same probably since the 90s.
Yeah, same with
There's
Carl.
no change in him.
Same with Carl. He's
That's
always
what
worn clothes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he always looks smart and everything, but he's got the type of t-shirts he likes to wear, the type of jeans he likes, his Adidas trainers. He don't stray and try, and he would never try a pair of skinny jeans on.
They just stick with what they know. They just stick with what's comfortable, and they don't like change very much, to be honest. I've got a nice blue suit here, blue trousers. This was from my flea market lady, so a nice blue jacket. It's 2 buttons, single
lining,
modern one. It actually comes with a waistcoat.
Look at that lining inside. That's a bit.
I haven't researched this. The brand I think is a bit suspect. It says Ferrode.
Ferrode.
I'm not sure it's the.
Fraud. Take the E out.
What's that look?
Take the E out and it's fraud.
Fraud, no, Ferrode. Gianni Ferrode. It does feel quite nice. So, but I was more interested in the style of it. I thought, well, it will go because of the style.
Yeah. Well, Penny Lane's put in there, when do you all start to list your spring items?
Oh, now. Get everything on now.
Yeah. When I buy it, I list it, is the mentality. If I buy a summer dress in the middle of winter, it's getting listed in the middle of winter. But I would say, like at the moment, I went to the charity shop today and I wasn't avoiding the jumpers. I still looked at the jumpers, but I was being really selective. I didn't actually get any jumpers because I thought, no, people aren't really going to be buying a lot of jumpers now.
I'll still pick up some of them. I mean, I've actually sold quite a lot of jumpers over the last week, but it's the cold. Everyone's gone, geez, I need a jumper. So, yeah. But I've still got some listings to use up, so it's not like I'm under pressure to keep within a certain number. It's different if you're near a limit and you don't want to add more of something that's not quite so likely to sell. But I find anything sells at any time of year. I sold a swimsuit last week.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I don't know. Right,
I've got a question for you both then, because I'm a basic shop. Obviously, you two are on featured shop.
Yeah.
I'm nearing the top end of my listings for the month. How did you go about jumping from a basic shop to a featured shop? Did you pay for the extra listings until you listed enough? Do you know what I mean? To make it worth your while?
I think I just took a jump, actually. I think I just thought, stuff it, I'm in this to make some money, and I just upped my subscription and got listing like the Furies. I think I'd gone a few over and got fed up with the little amount and just thought, I think there's a certain threshold and it keeps changing. Once you've hit a certain number of listings, I don't know if it's 600, but once you get to that, it's more cost effective to have a featured shop than it is to have the basic one and keep paying the extras. It's worth looking at the figures to see what works best.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did when I initially opened. Sorry, Karen. That's what I did when I initially opened my shop. I was nowhere near ready to open a shop, but I just thought, if I put that pressure on myself, then I'm more likely to keep going with it. So that's what I did. So that's a good point, actually.
That's what I done. It wasn't the summer just gone, but the summer before. It was the point where I got my eBay bill, and I checked my eBay bill, and I think my fees, my listing fees and my subscription fee, so what was for the basic shop and my subscription fee, came to about 55 quid. And I thought, why am I trying to stay under? I might as well just pay the extra. I mean, what is it, 60? It works out about 80 quid a month, doesn't it? After that, it's extortionate now. It wasn't that much when I switched over.
So is it £80? Because Kath just asked, is it £80 for a featured shop then with the VAT?
It's around there.
But with that, yeah, that's including the VAT. So it's a big jump. Because when I done it, we didn't have VAT on fees. I'm sure we didn't have VAT on fees because it was, I'm sure it just gone up to the 69.
Right, and how many listings do you get for that? Sorry?
1,500 buy it nows, 300 auctions, plus you get to schedule auctions for free, which is one of the things that I think is quite good about it.
Yeah.
But it is a big hike. Don't forget, though, we do get our £10 free packaging voucher.
Woo! I wonder how many of them eBay boxes you get for £10.
Not a lot.
About 3.
I get, you know, the A4 boxes. I got some of them. I think you get 50 for 12 quid. So it's not a lot.
Yeah.
But the poly bags are the ones that I tend to get, and I always tend to spend about 15 quid. So I pay a £5 for them.
Yeah, I just get the poly bags too. I have got the boxes, but I do find that those eBay boxes are so thin. I mean,
They're rubbish, aren't they?
I
They
like
are
a pair of
absolutely
shoes with a little padding, but they're bugger all use if you're sending something China. You know, you need much sturdier ones than that.
I tend to use them for if I do like a bundle of jewellery, I'll just wrap it in bubble wrap and shove it in the box.
Yeah.
So it's okay for that. But yeah, or a pair of flat shoes that haven't got heels, it'd be fine for. But I wouldn't actually want to put something delicate in them. That's what I keep my Amazon boxes for.
Yeah, exactly. They're much thicker.
Yeah. I mainly said, yeah, you get 50 boxes with it.
Yeah, I try and use it because it's wasteful not to use it, but I might spend a bit more, a bit less. I just keep topping up my bags because I never want to run out of my posting bags.
Yeah, I mean, I only use 2-size posting bags, and that's it. I've got one that's about A4 size, that if it's a top, it might squeeze through as a large letter. And I've got one that's bigger. You can't really see, but about that big, by that big.
I've got about 5 different sizes. I've got a whole array, but you know, sometimes I'm sending big coats, and I like the really big bags.
I don't. I've had about 10 coats listed all winter. I've not sold one single one of them. I ain't buying coats again. I ain't ever buying them again. So, in fairness, I only brought one of them. The other 9 I've bought my sister. So
yeah, I haven't done very well on coats. I've sold a few.
I think for the room they take up,
yeah,
it's just not worth it.
Unless there's something extra special and they're like a Laura Ashley or something at the top. I've found I've done better with puffer jackets and ski wear actually, which also takes up a lot of room, but I've done far better with that, which is why I'm sort of slowly moving that way to try and, you know, I mean, it's horrible to store because it's huge, but it's proven worth it if I've got the right brands. So learning about that one at the moment.
Yeah, Cara says she's going to stick with a basic shop. She can't justify the expense because I can't read the end bit. And she can't list enough to justify the expense. Yeah, well, if you can't get enough listings on, then it's not worth it, is it? You know.
No, it's probably pressure you don't need to put yourself under, you know.
And it's not like you get any more visibility the higher up the shop level you go. You know, you don't get any more visibility. So I don't see the point, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, I just knew that if I didn't have a lot of listings, my chances of making enough selling to make it worth the effort, you know, it's sort of that way round. I wanted lots of listings because I knew until I got up to at least, I would say about sort of 700, 800 listings, that to be fair, I'm probably not going to get the turnover I want. So my turnover and profit now is much better than it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I relist stuff. If I was struggling with the amount of listings, I wouldn't relist. I'm only relisting it because it's already photographed and it's already the listing's already up there. So there's a few that I could pull to give me an extra to put better quality stuff on, if that makes sense, before I think about going any higher. Yeah, I've still got some crap on there, but I just keep relisting it because there's no point in me not relisting it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you can try sell similar if it's got no watchers. That's the other thing you can try.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like people, you know, when I sell stuff and they're like, oh, you know, you've only sold it for $3.99. It's like, that's not what it was originally on there for. Not very much have I ever listed as for $3.99. But the fact I've already put the work in, I want to get a little bit out of it, even if it is only $3.99.
Yeah.
So you might as well, if you've taken the time to effort to photo it, you want to get a little bit back for it, didn't you? You know.
Yeah, it's that thing of gradually moving into trying to get, maybe decide on how you're going to run your business, and if you want to try and have a small number of high value items on, or whether you want to bulk up and have the bread and butter stuff as well as your high value items on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Indie Chick. She's right. I only have 234 listings at the moment and have no intention of going over 350 listings. So I'll start a basic shop. And, you know, Indie Chick, and there's another few people out there, actually do amazing figures on such a low amount of listings.
Yeah, because they've got the quality start.
Yeah, I can't imagine getting them figures. Maybe I'm just rubbish at it, But you know, I do need the higher amount of listings to be getting the stuff through.
But you're moving into higher value items as well, aren't you, Karen? You're kind of your strategy, but of course you have the old stuff, so you've still got. It takes a while to move through and get to where you're going.
Yeah. I mean, I did buy another lot in bulk. You know, like I used to buy some online. I brought another lot in bulk this week that arrived this week, and I've picked out about 10 items that have been listed individually. The rest are just being bundled. But I mean, 5 of the items, I think it was in the blog I've done, 5 of them are like 60 quid. Just for 5 items. This has cost me 20 quid. So it's not rocket science. You know, I'm going to make money on it. It's going to take me a heck of a lot less time, you know. So, but, oh, who's wishing for snow? I'll have a go at them.
Monday.
Oh, Kelly, you're breaking up. Kelly.
Oh, aliens.
Being an alien, dear.
Oh. You might have to go back out and come back in.
Oh,
yeah.
Same
quality over quantity.
Which it does.
She's breaking up. She's breaking up. And she's gone. Oh, you're frozen.
Mandy's wrote in now, quality over quantity makes sense.
It does, and it takes a while sometimes to get there and to be confident enough in your sourcing and not to overpay for what you're buying. It's always a balance, isn't it?
I do think there has to be a balance, though. I mean, I think for me personally, I don't think I could have a shop of like 200-300 listings worth £50-60 each. I don't think I'd get consistent sales doing it. People do, and you never know. You know me, I change my mind like anything. You know, I could do, but I still think I need, for me personally, I need the bread and butter stuff, which is going for £10-15, as well as the higher end stuff to keep the sales moving.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Oh, back.
So you were saying anyway, Kelly?
Yeah, what I was trying to say is Mandy said quality over quantity. On the end of that is do like Indy, I know does that, and Mandy, do you have sales every day, or are you happy to, well, not happy, but you know what I mean, have no sale days and you don't bother you so much because you've got the higher value items? I've gone again.
No, well, you're in and out, but yeah, we got what you said there. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting if having that lower listings does mean you have no sales days.
I've got quite a few high-end things on myself, but you know, yeah, when one sells, it's like hang out the flags, but I haven't got my entire shop stocked with them, and I need something just to keep things moving. Yeah, I don't like no sales days. And
sales attract sales, don't they? I find that anyway. I find if you get one sale, you're bound to get, well, normally other than this week, you normally get another. And then if you get a couple, you'll get another few. It's almost like a snowball effect, you know?
Yeah, I think it's the kind of activity that eBay seems to like. And I don't know, again, how this works out. My only annoyance is I've had a few people buy things from auction or best offer for me, plain an offer. And then I've got to wait for them to bloody pay. And I cannot understand why eBay can't put immediate payment once you've actually bought, you know, committed to the item. That to me is its biggest flaw. There's many good things about eBay, and I'm not knocking it because it's my living, but that is so annoying.
Yeah, it would be handy, wouldn't it? On that front, I find that, you know, when you wait for them to pay. Or even better, have you had this, right? You know, when you open up a case against them, because you've already messaged them to say, look, pay for this, you know, you've ordered it, pay for it. Then you open up a case, and then lo and behold, the case gets open. It's, oh, can I pay for this like in 2 months' time? You know, can I pay for this when I get paid? No, you can't pay for it when you get paid. So I did have one. It's back in the summer. He kept messaging me. I mean, it was on this top, and this buyer kept messaging me going, can I buy this when I get paid on this day? If you want, you know, if it's still listed, you can. If it hasn't sold. About 3 months, this bloke kept messaging me, and then it suddenly went, I was going to buy it next week. So I'm so sorry, I should have just held it off for you for next week.
It is kind of strange. I mean, mine, I've got my settings so that if someone, within 48 hours, if they haven't actually paid for it, they, a case is opened automatically. So I just say, eBay just does that, And
Oh no,
I pay for it on Sunday. I'm like, well, yes, you can, but you'll get a ding against you. So
no, I don't do that. I could do that, and I tell customers I do that, but I have great pleasure in opening up cases against their butts. So I like to do it personally. Hello, you're back again. I like to do it personally.
Oh dear, poor old Kelly's having trouble with that.
I don't know idea. If I go again, I'm not bother coming back. So
that's right.
It's just going to keep doing it, I think. Yeah, but we'll fingers crossed.
Yes. Hello, Lex. Lex is in.
Is Lex in the chat?
Yeah, she's just gone in the chat.
I've got a pinafore for you, Lex, if you're interested.
Yes, Lex.
Yeah, there we go. I saw it. It's black, it's needle cord, and it's that pinafore skirt stuff that looks so amazing on you.
Yeah.
Would do nothing for me. So it's a Primani one. It says it's an 18. I don't know how Primani sizes go. But if you're interested, let me know. I'll send it off to you.
Yeah, Primani are all over the place, aren't they? I find that. Sometimes I can go in there and get something in a 10, and the next time I've got to go in and get something in an 18. It just depends on what you're getting, whether they get made.
Yeah, I've no idea, but that's the size they're telling me. But if Lex is interested, then message me and I'll give you the dimensions of it, and you're welcome to have it.
Yeah, yeah, I think she's going to message you. No, you haven't, Kelly. I can still see you. Speak, Kelly. Speak.
I can see you, but I keep freezing on my iPad screen. I'm all right on the laptop, but when I'm reading the chat, I've frozen. I don't know what's going on.
Frozen in time.
Yeah.
I'll be here all day just talking. I'm not even on. I don't know what's happening, and we'll just go with it, eh?
Exactly. I think sometimes during the Hangouts it does take up more data. Like, so if you're running off of Wi-Fi, I think the Wi-Fi does struggle a bit more if you're doing a Hangout with multiple people.
Yeah, I mean, I really struggle when I host, don't I?
Yeah.
I haven't struggled so much in other people's.
I mean,
might be the time of day. I don't know.
Computer, so it's not wireless; it's all hooked in. So I think that's why it's all right at this end.
Yeah,
it's me. Faulty. I'm faulty. I can't help it.
Oh, bless you. Is there any more questions anyway? Anyone got anything else burning desire to say?
No. I may do a little haul and then pop it up. I may actually do the haul and then just stick it on. It won't take me long.
eBay message. Who hates eBay messages?
Uh-oh. It's a heart sink moment, isn't it? Because you're like, oh, now what?
Have you ever had some people you just want to slap? Right.
Infinitely. So many I can't begin to mention.
I've got on here a Butterick vintage 1980s wedding dress sewing pattern.
Oh, why?
Right, because it's the kind of thing I list. Hi, could you please send me a photo of the dress? What do you reply to it?
It's like, that's what the bloody screen's for, you nutty.
It's not the dress. It's a frigging sewing pattern of a dress.
Oh, Chris B, I'm jealous. He's going to an 80s weekend at Butlins.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wee. Oh, dear.
He wants us to set her a challenge for when she's feeling better.
Oh.
Mm.
And Lexa said, list the cameras, sell a camera.
Absolutely. There's lots of cameras that do really well. I know naff all about them, but I keep seeing sales and stuff and cameras that look really crap that seem to bring in good money. So it's like, get onto it. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe list. I mean, I don't. You know how much time you can give to it. So I don't know. How many listings can you do? You know, maybe see how many you can get done in a day.
Again.
Maybe seeing how many listings you can get done in a day, Karin. Just challenge yourself to that.
Yeah.
Did you all see Mel's 100-day listing challenge that she completed?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
She managed to do it, bless her.
She's a
Yeah.
very focused lady.
Isn't she just?
God, she's so organised. I find it petrifying. I'm the opposite.
I like how she vlogs it because you can see the progress through the day, and then it gets to about 11:30 at night, and she's a totally different Mel.
Yeah, she's like,
kind of a bit delirious.
I think you can get a bit high on doing too many listings.
Yeah, but she's done really well. So well done, Mel.
Yeah, I don't think I've even got 100 things to list, but I don't think I could do it. I just couldn't. I run out. I don't know about you ladies. I run out of energy. It gets to after lunchtime. That's it. Oh, I'm done for the day. I'm beat. I'm more of a morning person, so I tend to work in the morning, and then by the lunchtime, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm the other way around. I can source and do the pootling in the morning, but I tend to sort of get my freak on in the afternoon. But then I get annoyed with having to stop in the evening.
What else going on here? Karen's had a ching. Well done, Karen. And Penny Lane said, I need to get that dress made quick. Yeah, they can jog on. It's a $9.99 sewing pattern. Get over it. It's an 80s vintage ruffly thing.
The height of fashion. The height of fashion, I'm sure. This is I don't pick up things, but I just thought this was so ugly fugly.
Oh, I quite like that.
It's kind of cute.
Has it got any maker's mark on it ever?
It's, well, focus. It's got something on the bottom, but I'll bugged if I can work out what it is.
Yeah, it just looks like a black smudge to me at the minute.
Yeah.
It looks a bit Staffordshire-y. Staffordshire-y.
I thought the faces are quite nice on the doggies.
Yeah. Somebody will love it, Heather.
Yeah.
I haven't listed that yet. I don't know what to call it. That's the sort of thing that ends up getting put to one side, and I'm like, oh God, why do I do these things?
Yeah.
Keyword Staffordshire.
Yeah, well, it might not be, and then someone will go, not as described, or mislabeled.
Just put ish on the end. Staffordshire-ish.
Staffordshire.
Staffordshire.
Getting a bit delirious now again.
Oh dear.
Right.
Well, we've been going for about an hour, so thereabouts. I don't know if we should wind this up and crack on with the work we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Well, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed a little chat, yeah.
Yeah.
I invited Sam, but she was busy today, but she said she'd love to join another week when we're going live. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have Sam join us one week.
That'd be good. Cool.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if she can join the Cellar Ladies, then we can make sure she gets invited, or do it by email, or
Yeah.
I think more of us will be healthy next week, hopefully, getting over coughs, colds, and health considerations. So we'll have a fuller Cellar Ladies.
And we'll all have empty boxes of stock, because this weekend we're going to get loads of sales.
Yeah, because they've all been paid. So ka-chings all round.
Exactly.
I just put a disclaimer in there. If you don't get any sales this weekend, we're not responsible.
No.
Yeah, not my fault.
Yeah, it's not our fault. We've just made a suggestion. It wasn't a certainty.
No, don't really expect it. I'm just kidding myself. It's fun to kid yourself. So
It's
anyway.
like those little disclaimers people have, sales can go up as well as down.
Yeah. Oh dear. Right, I think we better go.
Yeah. It's getting silly now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.